So what is Operation Choke Point 2.0? This is where the federal bank regulators come for crypto. And I'm going to break it down with you, show you what I see happening in this crypto space over the last 9 months, maybe a year, and show you what could potentially be devastating for crypto in the future should they continue to do what they plan to do. Guys, welcome back to Cryptogains for another video. If it sounded interesting, drop that like, give me a subscribe if you're new watching. This is going to be a deep one. Let's just sit down, grab a coffee, sit with me, listen to what I have to say, just hear me out kind of thing, hear my verdict on all of this. So Choke Point 2.0 was a plan that these bank regulators were trying to, they're basically trying to take control of crypto in the US, right? As far as I'm aware, this is based for US citizens. And it all started right back from what I can probably think of was this massive collapse here. Because it wasn't just retail investors that lost a lot of money. We also saw huge investors lose a lot of money with the massive collapse of FTX, which then led to this whole Operation Choke Point 2.0. And what they've done is they've designed it so people or they try to do different things that affect, I suppose, essentially retail investors, because they basically want to stop whatever's going on and have control in the market space of the crypto space. On top of that, potentially give, this is my verdict, bigger institutions the opportunity to be buying crypto at better prices as well. I mean, you got to think about it. The crypto is affecting probably the most powerful thing that we have in this existence right now, which is money. You're talking about finance, and you got to think about, these banks, the Fed, all of these powerful governments, they've had control of the money situation for years and years and years, hundreds of years. So it's only normal for them to start attacking and fighting back when they realize that they're losing control. So this is where it leads down to this plan of action that they're trying to take to make sure they can gain more control again. So let's talk about it. What have we seen happen over the last few 6 to 9 months, maybe a year? Well, part of their plan, and this is, I'm going to drop this in the info section in my video if you want to have a read through. I think this is just one of many. I don't know. Did this get leaked? Was we supposed to see this? I don't know. But when you read through it, it talks about everything, all the steps that they're planning to take to make things happen so they can take control. And when you read through this, you see some really interesting points. They start talking about how they can take down banks that are close to the crypto space. And this is where we started to see things like Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, what's this other one? Silvergate. All of these banks started to collapse. And many people thought it was just a coincidence. But it just turns out that, in my eyes, this is part of their plan. And they were taking down these banks because they were trying to stop US citizens from buying crypto. I'm hoping I don't get censored for this. I don't think I will. I'm not really saying anything that could be censory. But yeah, this was the whole the first procedure, stopping people from having access. Well, first of all, stopping major crypto partners having access to banks. And this is the links that they had, these, the Silvergate, Silicon Valley banks, and all these other ones that were close to it, right? Signature Bank. And then from there, once they had that, they then wanted to try and figure out another way to take down the whole crypto space. So for them, would have been coming after, let me find it, big exchanges like Coinbase, big exchanges like Binance. That was the next step. Exchanges. And this is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing exchanges come down or get affected by this, which again is going to be stopping people from being able to buy crypto. Because what happens is these exchanges, they start taking off pairs, they start taking off ways for you to be able to make payments into the crypto space. So you can't use your card anymore, or you can't make your payment with this certain type of card anymore, because this is what they're doing. And it does cause a strain, because if no more money can come into the space, how can you make more money? That's something you've got to think about, right? Because in order to make this space grow, you need to be able to put more money in. Now, maybe more money will come in, but maybe it comes in under the control of the institutions. So this is another thing that I've been thinking about. So after the banks had been done, after the exchanges had been done, I'm pretty sure it says it in here. If not here, you can read through, I've got a bunch of different things. You can just type in Operation Choke Point 2.0 and then you will read more about this, because it's a serious plan that they're trying to do here. After this, they're looking to come for the stable coins, which leads me to the most devastating event that could potentially happen in the future. Which is the largest stable coin that we have right now? It turns out to be Tether. Tether is the largest stable coin that we have. And right now, let's have a quick look. Tether has $83 billion in market cap worth of funds. The easiest way for these, the Fed or the governments or whatever it is to take control, and just got to keep it real. Just want to prepare you guys for what could potentially come. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It could potentially come. The easiest way for them to take control would be to try and control Tether's reserves. Now, how would they do that, would you say? Well, because, Tether's Tether. Tether, as far as I'm aware, look at this, is based in Hong Kong. I believe they are based in Hong Kong. I can't remember where I saw this. I was trying to work out, let me just come, is it say it here somewhere? Contact us, about us, I don't know. I believe they're based in Hong Kong. I might be wrong. But what they do is they split their reserves around the whole of the world in certain parts of the world. So, and I think that's a smart approach, because if you split your reserves so they're not all in one place, you're not getting that main center part of failure, So I was doing some research trying to find out, well, where does Tether hold some of its reserves? Because that's the important thing. Because if it hasn't got this is where you start to see coins depeg. Turns out, this tiny Bahamas bank is holding some of Tether's reserves. So there's some of the reserves held in Bahamas. Over here, billions of Tether reserves were stored at Cantor Fitzgerald. This one's important. Why? Because Cantor Fitzgerald is a financial services firm in the United States of America. It was founded in 1945. Why am I pointing out this one in particular? Because if for some reason, because this has nothing to do with crypto, it's a US financial services firm. The US, the Fed, whoever it is, they could easily come to Cantor Fitzgerald and freeze or tell them to stop doing anything that has relation to crypto, which means they could then halt Tether's reserves. And if they do that, guys, if they do that, we need to find out how much is it. I think Cantor Fitzgerald holds 10%. I might be wrong. I think it's 10% of USDT's reserves. If it does that, you're going to see 10% of USDT's reserves just be frozen. People can't, they can't touch it, which may cause a big depeg for Tether. We might see it fall to 90 cents, 10%, right? Take 10 cents off, 90 cents. But because of the panic and the fear that could come from this, people might start to sell off and move their Tether really fast out of panic, which would cause the price to fall more in price. We might see Tether fall down to 80 cents, 70, 60 cents because of the fear and panic of people losing a peg from 1 to 1, right? And this is something that they could do. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this is a strong thing to pay attention to. Really pay attention to this. You've got Capital Union here and Ansbaka. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Are these part of the US as well? If they are, these are other ones to really pay attention to. But Cantor Fitzgerald, I know this is the one where, we should really pay attention to. And then you're thinking, well, okay, so if they do that, what happens next? Where do people put their money? If you can't put it in Tether, where do you put it? We recently saw a depeg in USDC. So you probably say to yourself, well, do you put it in USDC again? Well, it turns out that maybe USDC is what the government want us to do anyway. Maybe this is the plan all along. Because if you look at posts from the past, it turns out banks are concerned USDC stablecoin will become the backdoor for CBDCs. We know, look at this, with BlackRock's help, we know that CBDCs are coming. And I've been showing you projects, for the last few months, to ones that we could potentially invest in that could probably have links to becoming or helping CBDCs grow. So they are coming. They're here. I think China already has one or been testing it. So if this happens, it's likely that they may try use USDC to do that. And if they do that, they need to kill off the competition with other types of stable coins so they can have full control. So we might see a very different type of world of this for crypto in the future, in the next 2 to 3, if not 5 years. Some of the stable coins that we know today may not exist. Maybe there'll just be one that becomes a central bank digital currency. And in order for us to make gains, because, you know, people use stable coins to hold their profits. So, you know, if Bitcoin falls or Ethereum falls, you don't lose profits. And it might just force you to do that. But then from the moment that you do that, they now know how much you have, because, you know, USDC, the circle, the team circle, they're giving all your information to the people that they need to be, because they want to be compliant, you know. And that way they got everything you know. They know everything about you. All of a sudden, where does the decentralization come? So in my theory, if we saw something like this happen, we would probably see a race in crypto for a decentralized stablecoin, one that can actually hold true for a long period of time, which does not depeg, that remains true. And that might be the race that we see coming forward into maybe 2024, 2025, for a stablecoin that can actually not be controlled by one government or one person. That shows that all the reserves are there and there's proof of it that everyone can see on the blockchain. So yeah, this was an interesting one. So I wanted to share my thoughts with you on this. Have a look at this if you haven't already done so. Try and do some research on this. Just Google Operation Choke Point. Understand what's going on here in the crypto space and why it's happening and what could potentially come in the future. They've done, like I said, they've done the banks that are connecting to crypto. They're now hitting the exchanges. What comes next? Stablecoins. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. If you liked it, drop that like, give me a subscribe. Thank you for watching. Become a Patreon. I have 7 tiers. Take your pick. Let me find it. I usually ask people to, if you want, go for my exclusive VIP partner tier, because this unlocks all my posts. They see these videos first. We're buying stuff all the time over here. Get in early on the market. It's definitely worth coming over to check. This one you'll see when I'm buying, selling, staking, the lot. Right? Because there's still great money to make regardless of all this. I see it as buying opportunities when prices fall down. And this is what you need to do. You need to have a clear, focused mind. Be around someone. And I've been in this space for years, many, many years. So I understand. And I've seen lots of events throughout the years, right? The whole China ban and everything else. So, you know, having a clear, focused mind, this is what you want in the crypto space, so you know when to buy and when to sell. Money can be made and money will be made. And if you don't want to miss out, come over here. If you want to do what many other people are doing, let me see if I got it here. They're going for my next tier above, my CEO tier. It gives you access to my VIP Telegram group. Super alerts, getting it quick edge on the market. Over there, there's big money in that space, millionaires. That's as simple as it is. And they know how to make money, sharing great projects all the time. So, you know, come and get a quick edge on the market. It's just over here. The link is in the info section. Click it. It will take you there. Guys, thank you for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.